cool. Like I always start the technology a few years late. I'm always skeptical. It happened with smartphones. I was like, how am I going to type out everything? My fingers are too fat. I like the QWERTY keyboard. I had started to get really good with that, and I had to give in to it. You know, like how you not going to use a smartphone? You use a BlackBerry.
I know, right? Well, we are live. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone, the Mario Kart Tour community. It's been a while since I've been back with you in this format. For those of you who did not see it, it's probably still fun to go back and watch. But I was able to be in Nashville, recording with my good friend Sammy D of Kart Life. And what an experience! What a man! First of all, Sammy was super welcoming. I was obviously a super fan of him. I think he was, kind of a fan of me, but so it was just definitely surreal the whole time. But just one of the kindest guys, one of the most willing to help out as I've been launching my channel over the last couple of years, and just always supportive. So, huge shout out to Sammy D. No surprise to you guys, just a lot of fanboy love from the Studfit fam. And I really enjoyed the last tour. Obviously, it was a city tour, but we came in with a DK alt that we always wanted. We got some old tracks that we had a lot of fun with, and then this brand new Athens track. We talked all about that on Kart Talk. We had a phenomenal episode there as well. I'm joined by a few of my good friends. Brian, you still out there, man? Welcome.
Yes. Good morning, Studbit. What an epic reveal with Sammy last time. You guys, I've gone back with you guys from the beginning, and I was shocked. You did an incredible job to keep it on the down low between all the social media apps and everything. It's like the easiest time in the world to have something leak, and I was completely just like, oh, it was an epic moment in this community from launch.
Well, I appreciate you saying that, man. It was really hard to keep the secret because I was like, oh man, something big's coming, something's big coming. Nothing's. I'm sorry, guys, can't do this today. Try to play it off as cool, but I don't think anyone was. I didn't feel like anyone was buying it. It was just a lot of fun though to do with you guys. Yeah. So Brian, I mean, what'd you think about the last tour? I mean, it was very unique. We had a lot going on. What was your thought on the Athens tour, the night tour?
Yeah, what a tour. I mean, so much going on with the new Donkey Kong alt, and I had not, as Sammy likes to put it, put him through a spa day yet. He's still at level 1. We'll see what's going on this tour, but just so many things going on. What stuck out to me lately is just how competitive the rank cups have been. I don't know if developers are making it like that for people. Like maybe they saw people kind of taking it too easy on rank. It had been just like weeks and weeks in a row of either of something in ranked like a me suit or something. And for me, I have all the me suits and I want to keep getting all of them. So I've gone and I got it. I didn't come in first, but I came in those top 3. It's been an intense bunch of weeks.
I'm with you, man. It's been definitely intense. I'm sure definitely intense for many in the community as we've had very unique ranked rewards and other things going on. I have to do a couple shout outs in the chat. I know that some people said the volume was really low. So Brian, I know that you were testing something new with your headphones, but I think I just saw one comment from Eva Taco that the volume is a little low from you, buddy. I'm sorry, but it's up to you on when you.
All good.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna shuffle back inside. It should be better in a couple moments.
All right. So we see obviously Eva Taco. Hopefully you're doing well. Slay Me, I see in the chat. You guys were going back and forth before we got started, but now that we're live, I see Priska, I see Avocado, I see Beer, I see Dojery, I see Crispy Iron, Monk's Music, Kendrick B98. I see Luca. What's going on, Luca? I see the G Siegel, the GSG in the house. We got some party hype from Puffton 11 TY7 for 6 months, Abiquado for 6 months as well. Happy to have you guys here. See Peter Drake, definitely low volume. What's up? Says Dashing and Paul. So the settings, I can put the mic closer to myself. I can certainly do that, but maybe that'll help. We'll see if that changes anything. But all the rest of the setup is the same, so I can just always bring the mic a little closer. It's just I'm trying to keep it close to the computer, so in case you guys want to hear any of the guests. We'll get them on in a second, but we'll at least if you hear nothing else, you can hear me, and we'll call that a big win. All right, cool. So we got the pipe tour. I was hoping to grind a couple more levels for EXP for player level, but I was only able to go up, I think, 2 or 3. Ended just being a crazy, insane week. What's up, Space Jump? So overall, though, I had a blast in the tour. I didn't get to spend too much time on ranked, but got top 100. I think somewhere in the 2.3 million range. Just a lot of fun tracks. Thankfully, actually, a lot of tracks I invested in for a top 10 run a couple years ago. It's been a while since I've even attempted a top 10 per se, but just been focusing on my career and my family right now. But my career does have we have a deadline of August 1st and then September 5th that are really, really pivotal. We'll see. I'm starting to save now, which is really, really hard. But now that I've kind of saved already a little bit, it's kind of addicting. It's kind of fun to see those stashes grow. So somewhere in like the high teens to mid 20s in a lot of the tickets, 20 driver cap tickets. I mean, it's just kind of fun to see it grow. But if I can save for the next 2 or 3 months, or at least 2 months, I think 3 might be a little pushing it. Maybe a little Waluigi Vampire Halloween type of top 10 run. I don't know. I don't even know if getting a top 10 is anywhere close to an achievement that I really want to put all that time into. But there's so many people in the community that have done it, and I'm so proud of them. I definitely do not want to dwarf their accomplishments. There's some phenomenal people that have done that. Cool. Hopefully you did well in ranked. Let me see if I can pull up. I wonder if I over skipped it. Captain Toad. There's been some comments just in the community just about how worthless these pipes are, but here's just to show you how worthless it is. Captain Toad closing in on level 6 for what it's worth.
If we ever get that dreaded level 9, then they're gonna probably put a lot more drivers and gliders and carts in there again to high ends to make it interesting, I suppose. Do you have any drivers, carts, or gliders you haven't gotten high end out of those pipes?
I probably feel like I've gotten them all just between pulling different stuff. I mean, that's like the prime example. A Captain Toad at level 5, whatever. I have so many carts and so many dumb drivers that I'll never use at that level. Partly from pulling pipes and partly from just acquiring this way. But it is what it is. So so for me, for ranked, I put a pretty minimal effort in. I don't even. I've been focused on top 100 just because I knew it was going to be a competitive one with the DK badge. So I started on it pretty early. I got a pretty good, and I was really busy over the weekend as well, just with some family obligations. But let's get to the friends list. There's some good friends. I think I probably finished 11th or 12th for my efforts on my friends list. But there's some beasts out there. There's specifically 2 that broke 200,000. No surprise for Kareem. Obviously, it's nice to see that the Morton me, the Gold me, and the Nabbit me's are taking over, as you can see from Kanye. He's got some beast accounts. What I do love is that triple uncapped me suit. 2,000, just nice, cool, even for someone who's OCD. It was beautiful to see 2,000 base points from these triple uncapped drivers. But for Karts, he's crushing it as well. It's It's actually rare to see he's got the combo cruiser only double uncapped. Everything else is either triple uncapped or higher. And you see that red checkered is a quad capped glider, which is just insane. But 73K, 70K, and 69K. So you can see he's beasting it there. Then we have Jeeves, who shout out to Jeeves' cat Duggan that unfortunately passed away this past week. So as you see with his name, Ceylon Dugan. I think it's Dugan. Anyway, that's why he has his name that way. But yeah, some good scores there. Obviously, he's got the me there as well. That's kind of next level. I had to decide if I was going to throw some tickets at the Nabbit me. Couldn't pull myself to do it. So I think for my ranked, I just went with Diddy. Just got my. I think I just got like a coin banana and got 93% of what I would get with a double coin and just called it a day. But I did rock the Larry me suits. I could have done more and I had them both at the same. Well, actually, no, I do have Larry a little higher level. I do have Larry quad capped, so had a nice little fun score there. That's how I did. How the rest of the stud fam. We got Raker at 197. Raker's been beasting it lately as well. 72,000 on Rome Avanti, 65 on Moonview. I did like this Moonview Highway R. I do remember that was a fun track. Very unique there. We got Ronnie at 191. See Neo at 189. We got Plugged In at 184. I Am Elok at 182. Nat at 182. Shadow Legend 179. Heroes 178. G Siegel 175. Frenzy Grind 171, Carlos 169, E Deedle 169, Montana 163, Raz 162, Sammy D 158, Aviquado 157, Adam 82, 153, Jose Calma 152, Luca 152, Frenzy Fangirl 152, Issa 151, Matt Ulrich 150. Congratulations, Matt, on 1,000 subscribers. Frenzy Fans 149, and congratulations on your dancing party with your brand new pants. I enjoyed watching that. Bob Blah Blah at 149, Nikki V 148, Larry 98 148, Ben 148, Big Brolo 145, Crazy 144, SMG 144, Spy 2K 140, Brian Voice 140. Congratulations to you. Groovy 140, This Be Chris 138, So Crazy 136, Shy Guy Kart 135, Draco 129, Snuffles 129, Antelope 129, Zooms 110, Tyler 104, SM Bros 95,000, 84,000 for Marco, 67,000 for Breeden, and 60 for Wula Oop, and 44 for N2 CJN, and B-Rad Geo taking a little break. So I know for you guys that's pretty for some of you it might be uneventful. It's always great for the stud fan to celebrate their success. So I always like reviewing that. Appreciate everyone's patience who wasn't on the list. But we got so many good stud fan players. Wanna shout them out. All right, so we got the pipe tour starting out now. Let's see if there's anyone else new in the chat. See F Caro Bruno. Good morning, everyone. So we got the pipe tour starting now, and it looks like we could already see Pauline Cowgirl is here. Let's check out the Discord to see what the votes were for the skill. I think we actually had. Let's see. While we're in here, we had an action count competition, and we had this beast track. It's like Melody got 231, insane run there. This was the that Romavante, I think 2RT maybe. That's the one with the Morton and with Larry. Double boomerang. So 231. I see there. I see 216 from Melody. Yeah, 207 with Melody as well. Alchemist 216. So congratulations to Melody, who looks like could went back and get it again on that track. 231. That's insane. Great job, Melody, on action count queen, I guess, of going into from last tour. So let's get into
that's impressive. Like in that boomerang. Not only is that a big action count, but just to get 2, 3 coin box drivers if I remember. Like, I think it only happened once for me, and so it's like doubly hard to get all the way up there.
Yeah, man. You can see she went back and forth, back and back in. So congratulations on that commitment.
Right. Yeah, Melody is a great player.
What's going on, Matt?
Hey.
How are you doing?
Hey, Matt. Congratulations on 1,000 subscribers.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate that. Thanks for the shout out there, Studfit, as well.
Man, it's a big achievement. I don't even. What's next?
Yeah, well, 2,000 might be a wee while away. But no, it's a really cool achievement, and it's it feels good. It's validating when you put the hours into growing the channel. So you know all about that stuff.
for sure. What do you guys think about the skill for Wiggler and for Pauline Cowgirl? We had a lot of people predict for Wiggler. Giant Banana was the most with 24. We had 3 people vote for Lucky 7, which was SM Bros, Issa, and Rashid. And then we had 1 for Coinbox, which was Adam 82. And then we had a lot of people, a pretty wide selection for skills for the Pauline Cowgirl. We had about 8 for Lucky 7, including G Siegel, Luca, Nikki V, N2CJN, Hero of the Skies, Beer, Matt, and Rashid. We had a couple for Fireflower, about 6 total. Raker, Rainbow, SM Bros, E Deedle, Adam82, Bubba Tanglang, new to the channel. Happy to have you there. Dojerie, Jelly Beans, Spy2K, and Ronnie all predicted a cat bell. So maybe I could see that because think about like a cowbell. We always need more cowbell. And then we got some Giga Bomb for So Crazy, Wooloop, Firestorm, Issa, and then Bob Cannon got Todd Gilkey, General Meow, Melody, for Coinbox, Draco, Shy Guy Kart, Alchemist, and then a couple people, including my Aunt 11 and myself, just put the poop emoji, just because why not? We had one person for Giant Banana, which was Montana, and then the hammer skill for Frenzy Grind. Hammer skill actually makes sense. But while we have her up here, let's go ahead and look at Pauline Cowgirl's skill. Oh, wow. All right, we got Boomerang Flower for Pauline.
Wow,
back-to-back boomerangs. Wow. Did anyone even guess that?
Too much boomerang, guys.
Yeah.
Need more cowbell. Need less boomerang.
More cowbell, less.
Matt,
boomerang.
have you guys ever seen that back-to-back boomerangs or boomerangs so close to each other? I think that could be a first.
This is a first. Yeah, I think it's a first.
Yeah, if it's happened before, it hasn't been this exhausting. I think we're all pretty burnt out on it, just between like some of the me suits that have boomerang. I invested into the Larry, and then now we got DK, and then her, and then we're all still kind of riding off the high of the PD Piranha me suits and all the other boomerang drivers. I mean, I know I had a boomerang a lot last tour with Luigi Vacation for a lot of the Singapore tracks. I'm just burnt out on boomerang. I guess the question now begs is, do you even get her? Do you even spend the 70 rubies to 105 rubies to get her? I don't know. I'm probably not, to be honest with you. How are you guys feeling?
Well, I'll just say real quick, I'm relieved that you got the special skill for her out of the way, because I thought this was one of those episodes where I would make a mistake. If anyone remembers, when Luigi Night came out, and that was Boomerang, and so I'm happy we are past that, and I mean, there are people that are not even going to put 9 tickets, get level 6 for a new Coinbox driver. People are going to still have. I don't. I took Gold Luigi up all the way to 7, but it's going to be hard to for people, especially Gold Pass only. There's a DK alt that hasn't even been taken all the way up. by many players, and tickets are tight. And the me suits control the game. If anyone wants to put tickets now on it's just a lot of tickets. It's tough.
Yeah, and we don't have enough rubies to get to get everything we want either. So it's right now in my view, it's do I even want to get her?
Yeah, I see where you're coming from, especially because we got DK. Like my thought is around overlap, because so what I said in my reaction was either you're going to get lots of overlap with DK, which isn't going to be great. Oh, I just got a boombox, by the way. I'm just going to hit pause on this.
Oh, nice.
Thank God we can swipe up.
How many coin box drivers?
2. I'm just on Piranha Plant Slide.
Nice.
Anyway, so what I see is that either you're going to get lots of overlap with DK, or unfortunately you're not, and then you're going to have to invest into 2 boomerang drivers, which are also not meats, which is not great. So I think boomerang is a good alternative to investing into me's because they get great coverage, and then also the scoring potential of boomerang kind of competes with standard me's. But then again, who wants to invest into, who has the time to invest into boomerang? That's more the point. So for me, I'll be skipping, and part of that is because I bought DK, and I would hope that DK gets great value because he deserves it. And so Pauline, yeah, it's cool that she's getting an ult, but DK really deserves the limelight. So hopefully he gets the exclusive courses. And if my hand is forced into investing into boomerang driver, let it be DK. That's my philosophy on the whole thing.
Yeah, no, it makes a lot of sense. The thing about for Donkey Kong is that he came out in the city tour, so all of his unlocks are New York minutes and other stuff. It does look like he did get 5 buffs. So when you're comparing him to Pauline, yeah, they could have some overlap, but I don't see a lot of these the same tracks. There's this tour we do have looks like Dry Ruins back. We kind of already knew that from some of the videos, but he got Dry Ruins and Dry Ruins T. He's got Piranha Plants Pipeline RT, and then Calamari Desert 2 RT, and then Dino Jungle RT. So Calamari Desert 2 RT, you weren't worried about getting a top skill. For Dino Jungle, same deal. But the 2 Dry Ruins and the Piranha Plant Piranha Plant Pipeline RT are some good tracks. So if I'm looking at that versus Pauline, they could get some overlap in future tours. But for this tour, it doesn't look like they both have Dry Ruins T, but that's it. It looks like Piranha Plant Pipeline RT. So there are 2 tracks. Now that's a level 8 unlock for Pauline, whereas that's a base track for our DK. So yeah, I don't know. I will say that I do like these tracks this tour between Dry Ruins coming back, Piranha Plant Pipeline, Yoshi Desert's back as well, which it's been. It's always fun to see these tracks coming back. It's going to be tough for coverage for All Cup ranking, but I'm up for the challenge. Now let's get into the other alts. I think I just jumped into Pauline because I think everyone was expecting Pigler to have a giant banana. And without further ado, let's see what Wiggler's skill is. He does have giant banana. So we have 2+ skills released this tour. Man, that's crazy. So Wiggler, have either one of you driven him? How's he feel?
You might not have got to that point yet, but we can't get access to him right now.
The whole tour is like a week 2 reward or something silly?
Not right now.
Yeah.
Not for the first week.
Okay. We'll get into it, but I do see just from looking at his tracks, he's got a lot of plant slide and cove. I don't know much about Wiggler's history. Was he in a lot of PD related stuff? Was he kind of a bad guy in these underground worlds? If so, it makes a lot of sense.
I don't know much about his history as a character, but he's quite known for being in Mario Kart. I think it's Mario Kart Wii.
Okay.
He's a driver there.
Other than Sunset Wilds RT and Dino Jungle RT, everything is a Piranha Plant something. So he's looks like I personally love that. I love the consistency there. between Piranha Plant. Obviously we have Cove 1 and 2, and then the slide, and now this pipeline. So there's definitely a lot of options there. But we'll get into the news then. Hopefully that'll make a lot more sense, at least for myself. But Pipe Tour starts now. Let's get into the news. About the new Piranha Plant Pipeline R and RT courses. Sometimes if you pass the glide ramp near the exit to a pipe on the Piranha Plant Pipeline R and RT courses, while jumping, your glider won't open and you will fall. What? Have you guys seen this?
I don't think I've experienced that kind of traumatic situation yet.
Sounds pretty bad. I'll have to give that a try. All right, Spotlight Shop is open. Pauline Cowgirl's in the spotlight with Piranha Plant Pipeline and Yoshi Desert as favorite courses, which are ranked eligible courses for the first half of the tour. So at least we know that Cowgirl is a double feature in week 1 of the tour. It's interesting that they mentioned that there. Also in the spotlight are the Desert Rose Wagon and PD Piranha Gold. Oh, okay, so PD Piranha Gold's back. Interesting. In the spotlight. That's interesting. Piranha Plant Pipeline.
Yeah, has he come out in the spotlight so far, apart from like the gold items that sometimes appear?
He hasn't been back since he was in ranked, let alone in the spotlight. That's
great for those who missed out on him.
Yeah, I think so too. He hasn't been like as dominant as some of the other Coinbox drivers, but it's okay now. Maybe now they boost his value now that everyone can get him. We also do have the Mosaic Star Shoot. I like the name of that, with Piranha Plant Pipeline and Piranha Plant Cove 2T as favorite courses, and the Gold Pipes Kart and the Piranha Plant Cove 2T as favorite courses. So they kind of already show the hand a little bit on some of these ranked courses. The Gold Pipes obviously being the gold version of the Piranha Plant pipes. The items mentioned above in the banner are on sale. Got it. First exchange a little bit cheaper at 70 and 105 rubies. Item in Spotlight will change by the second half of the tour, so don't pass them by. Got it. And then on sale in the Me Racing suit, the pink Me Racing suit is on sale. Other Me suits also for sale as well. Yep, and then the Me Boost with the cups and the tracks. We also have a Premium Challenge Plus. A total of 30 rubies and some high ends. That's nice that those come back. Place high in the Ranked Cup for the first and second half of the tour. And you'll get Wiggler and the Wiggler Egg Cart. A golden pipe, which can only be fired once, will appear. Interesting. So you got to be... we can get them twice, both from ranked performances. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, that's right.
Which is pretty slick. The gifts you get from the ranking change depend on your tier and position. That makes sense as well. And then we get Poochie Cup is the ranked cup for the second half of the tour. Congratulations to Poochie and the Poochie fans. You got your cup and ranked. That's pretty exciting. I think this is an introduction of his cup. Is that correct?
I think they already had the Poochie Cup on a previous tour.
Okay, cool.
I don't know if it was in ranked though.
Yeah, it's probably first for rank. I see the G Sigel. What's going on, man? How are you doing?
Doing good.
Yep.
That Poochie Cup, I think it's been in rank before. I think they keep putting it in rank.
Yeah, it might be the second time.
Does look like for Gold Pass.
Also,
yes.
Sorry, I was just going to say, Eva Taco, thanks for correcting me that Wiggler was known for Mario Kart 7, not Wii.
Good call. Thanks, Eva Taco. Gold PD has not been available since the Halloween tour as the first week's ranked reward. So this is interesting. It's got both week 1 and week 2 being available for Wiggler. So at least you can get them at level 2 right off the bat. We do get these gold Piranha Pipe balloons as a ranked, as a Gold Pass reward. Again, not that we get too excited about that, but it is what it is. Looks like we do have the double gold pipes. And then it looks like instead of Wiggler badge, we have the Pauline badge. Wow, that's interesting. Not sure why they did it that way. I guess this is her tour. Move over, Wiggler. It's all about Pauline. What's going on there?
Hello, guys. What's happening?
What's up, Luca? How are you doing, sir?
Doing very good.
Kia ora, bro.
You know those blue pipes? They're here. I've been waiting a long time for those, and you already know how to egg quad them.
Oh boy, this is your top 10 run that you've been talking about?
No top 10. It was hard for me to put all those tickets in for an item that I've been waiting so long. I still got a big stash put aside, but yeah. Same with Crazy as well. Shout out to Crazy. We both 8-quadded it. That's our most wanted car. We've been waiting a while, and it should be very good because it's a big commemorative.
Yeah, so you're talking about the black?
Boot pipes, yes.
Black pipes?
I
The boot
think
pipes
that's from a previous game as well, right, Luca?
Yeah, so they were basically like a last unlock you could get in Double Dash as a card. So it's not like a recolor, it's like a proper individual last unlock card. So it's very special to the Double Dash fans.
Wow. All right. So you're talking, by the way, I know you mentioned a couple times, you're talking about black or gold?
No, they're called the Boo Pipes.
Boo
the
pipes.
The black ones. They're called the Boo Pipes.
Okay. All right. Man, you're throwing me off. I'm like, I'm hearing blue, but I'm looking and I'm seeing black. Okay, thank you.
My fault, man.
The blue pipes are here.
The blue pipes.
The blue
What?
pipe. Oh, not the blue pipe.
Oh man, you gave me a little freak out there. But yeah, there's a lot of. It's kind of interesting that they put those. They put the spotlight items up here for some reason. It's a brand new kind of feature just to kind of show them off. We got the Desert Rose Wagon up here for 70 rubies as well. Dash Panel Plus looks pretty interesting. I mean, I still definitely. I think I was just excited to see the Yeehaw Wagon. Here's the Desert Rose. Then we got the Mosaic Star Shoot. Looks pretty cool. Dude, it's kind of gaudy. Kind of like just weird. I was kind of expecting a little bit more like Rose Parasol type of, but you know, for what it's worth, it's you know, nice to see like the Star Shoot shape come back again and again. And then Petey Piranha, we already talked about him; he is available. And then Gold Pipes here for 70. I don't know. Is this gonna have any different trajectory compared to other gold carts? To me,
sure, 100%.
Well, I did want to say about this. We've had the Gold Lunar Cruiser as a rank reward, which has done actually pretty well for itself. That's getting some really nice buffs. And what I talked about in my reaction is the fact that this is a spotlight item, so they get much better ranked value than even ranked rewards and you know, gold pass gifts, obviously. And so hopefully this one does a lot better. So I'd expect this one to do significantly better than, or maybe similar to like the Lunar Cruiser, that Gold Lunar Cruiser.
It's where they get released is how you determine an item, not the color or the shine or whatever it is. And as you, and shout out to you, Matt. That was an amazing video you did breaking down all the items. It was a really good watch. It's where they get released. Thanks, if it's gold pass, it's obviously not going to be as good. Spotlight shop is going to do better. Commemorative is going to do slightly better in different scenarios. So
so the unique thing we've got in this tour is so many items in the Spotlight shop. You've got 5 items you can purchase in the Spotlight shop shop right now. So where do you even start? Like, how do you spend your rubies? I've got like 60 rubies on my free-to-play account. Like, what the heck? You got a meat suit.
I will say you got to start with the me suit. I think it's pretty clear. You got to start with Wiggler Me,
and get those boot pipes. The commemorative is always always a must.
I will be getting them. That is for sure.
Especially the big cards. You can't go wrong with them. The big commemoratives.
Yes,
not on the free to play account, but yes, on the free to play.
Fair enough.
Well, let me take a look at the Spotlight shop and in addition to these commemorative items, which you also have the Wiggler parachute, which looks pretty interesting as well. I definitely will be getting. I'll probably get the Boo Pipes 3 times. I'll probably get the Wiggler parachute once. Glider's just a lot easier to cover. Not that I know too much about its starting coverage for the Wiggler parachute. Yeah, it looks like it's actually got a lot of well, I don't want to say a lot of, but some older tracks with Sunset Wilds and Dino Dino Jungle. You got the Sunset Wilds R for a level 3 unlock, and then some. I think it's an okay start for the Wiggler Parachute. Not dogging on it too bad. But then we talked about these 3 new items. I might get the Desert Rose. I don't know. I probably won't get. Oh man, I don't know. G Seagull, Luca, are you getting the Pauline Cowgirl, or are you just gonna leave her there?
So I do like to pick up all the carts I possibly can, especially if they're above 180, this is in that area. We've had, I think, 10 carts that have been over that. Some being over 200 in the last however many tours, back to back to back. I think it's unnecessary to pick every single one up, especially when you're like people are used to buying and stashing something. There's only so many items you can do that for. This is on the smaller side, so it's up to you again. You have to see if the coverage is right for you on the start. Is it worth picking up and stashing, or do I just get the commemorative? Or I've already bought 3-4 carts in the last few tours. I'm going to let them get those buffs and help me out, and I can upgrade those instead.
So one thing I always want to try to do a little bit more on my channel than I have in the past is to be able to help newer players. So when you say 180, you say 200, you're talking about the hitbox size and based on
correct. That's the width. Yep. So in term, it's a very good hitbox, but there are better carts out there. I'm not saying it's bad at all. It's definitely very good. But again, we've had the silver Cupids, we've had the gold Cupids, we've had Warrior Wagon, the shielded speedsters. Like they're all over 200, which is especially the silver Cupids and the Warrior Wagon. They're 40 width larger than this cart. So it is significantly different. Yeah, it's good enough.
That's a good point. What do you think about Pauline Cowgirl? Picking her up, leaving her there.
We just had a boomerang driver last tour. Like I don't know. We have to wait and see. For me personally, it's the knees. That's all I go in for. But the average player boomerang drivers do get a high quantity of tracks, and they are very good. If you can afford her, pick her up. I'd get the me first. If for anyone,
for sure.
But again, just it's all wait and see. But she looks like she's got some good coverage. She has Twilight House as well at her start. But you should have Meowser in that there.
Yeah,
anyway.
I'm not as hyped up on that. I don't really like boomboxing or trying to.
If my suggestion to give is just get the me. Get the plus skill me. You can never go wrong with it. Even if you're not hard on the me's, I'd always pick up the plus skill me's.
Yeah, just looking at Pauline Cowgirls, just looking at her comparing to DK, removing the aesthetics and like the heartfelt connection to DK. I mean, she does have the better tracks just to start because she didn't come in a city tour. But again, it's DK, so it's always going to be. We're probably going to always compare these two. They literally coming out. This reminds us of last summer when we just had all these plus skills. You can't get them all. You can't level them up all. It's just a tough situation. I don't even know if I'll get her, to be honest with you. I might just get her just because. But yeah, I'm with you there. The Wiggler Me is by far the best option for you. We'll get down to the Me's here in a second. I'm having a lot of issues with this pop-up on my screen, so I won't get into the Sam 70IT Spotlight Shop, but I might do a separate video for that a little bit later. But some interesting items here. I'm just trying to think if there's anything that kind of stands out. I mean, obviously, it looks like we got the yellow hard hat, which has been a popular one as well. Came back from what I can see on my account. But yeah, Wiggler Me, you have to get that. And then we have some of these coming back as well. Actually, some of the
pink me discounted Studfit. That's there for you.
Yeah, man.
That's a free for you.
That is that seems like a no-brainer after I get Wiggler, just to be able to have it at 70 rubies, which is kind of like a another level up ticket for me, which is exciting. But yeah, Wiggler has to be a top priority. But there's been these are some other good ones too. Like I know the Goomba has some really good coverage as well. Even to nice have the light green me suits for those who
I haven't checked the buffs yet. I'm gonna have a look at that
for the lime green.
Yes.
Looks like just Dino Dino Jungle and Piranha Plant Cove are.
No, no good. Definitely no. Yeah, terrible buffs.
The Cove are, that's not a good buff. And Dino Dino Jungle is probably the worst buff you could possibly get. So I'm with you there. But yeah, we got Castle and Goomba and some other. I know. I've even seen some people go into brown as well. Overall, though, it's for me, it's probably just gonna be pink. I'm not gonna spend any more rubies on that. Does look like they're very generous with the token shop. 3 gold pipes. Would have rather gotten the tickets, to be honest with you, but the high end tickets that they sometimes put in there extra. But gold pipes are there for what it's worth. And then we got the daily selects crushing out a nice start there with the ticket, the driver ticket. Cool. All right, let's get into anything else I'm missing from the news before we get into the tracks.
Not really. We're expecting probably some update stuff, but there's nothing at all. So I don't know. I don't know when we're getting an update, a proper one.
All right, let's. I do want to take a look at Gold Luigi Knight just to see what tracks he got buffed on. Looks like he got Sunset Wilds T, not a great track. I think that's the one with Kamek, if I remember correctly.
That one has, I think, Gold Yoshi and Question Block on it.
Oh, Question Block. Question Block's there. Yeah. That's a bad buff for him. Not that everyone has Question Block, but you definitely want to have.
I just took Luigi Knight Gold 2-7 and triple capped 2 minutes ago.
2 minutes ago. Oh, nice.
2 minutes ago, yeah, I took him to 6 and double capped last tour, and now I've got some more tickets. So now he's gone to 7 triple, and he'll go to 8 quad. Mostly because I'm a Luigi fan, but he got a nice buff, and he's quite useful this tour and quite useful in ranked for me as well. So I'm happy with what he's got.
Dry Ruins and Yoshi Desert T seem to be probably the two better buffs, I would say, right?
Yes.
Yeah, the Dry Ruins is good. There's not much useful on that one, I think. And Piranha Plant Cove R, I think I'm using it might be Yoshi Desert T now I'm thinking of. So yeah, those two are pretty good.
All right.
Dry Ruins is Yellow Me, and that's about it. So
DK got buffed as well.
And DK. So you could probably outscore Yellow Me if I don't know what the action count is there.
It's for 1 city or 1 giant banner, so you probably outscore.
Yoshi it's definitely a much better course for Coinbot.
Yeah, Larry Me has Yoshi Desert T, so that's no good over there.
Okay. All right.
Well, I'm not invested in Larry Me, so there you go.
I'm definitely invested into Larry Me, just like any of the plus skilled Me's. So that's helpful to know. Thank you. All right, let's get into the Pauline Cup. Let me know if I missed anything from the news in the chat. I see. Good morning, Chabat Rita. How are you doing? XD Kart, Texa, Kareem. See some good friends in there. Dojaria in there as well. So hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully you're enjoying the new tour. Let's get into the Pauline Cup. We'll start with Piranha Plant Pipeline. This is the brand new track. Remind me, what's your thoughts on, is this a nitro versus a retro?
It's a nitro, right?
It is. But Siegel, talk about the Piranha Plant Coves and what you think about those compared to other retro tracks that we've seen.
I mean, I think the other nitros, they seem to be like they appear at one time at one point in the year, but we've seen like Piranha Plant Cove come back a couple of times now. And this Piranha Plant Pipeline is obviously like the similar theme as Piranha Plant Cove, as in they don't have like a time of year they seem to be associated with. So I think these two nitros could reappear more often, kind of like the retros, compared to the other nitros. We'll have to see with this one. Yeah. I think at least Cove might be more valuable than the other nitros.
Mm. Yeah, it's quite a Mario Bros kind of theme, right? Like compared to, say, I don't know, Sky High Sunday, which still has that even come back at all?
Nah,
it should be coming back when it's summertime, which is when it's supposed to. But Piranha Plant Cove has already come back compared to any other nitro that we've ever had in the past.
Yeah,
in such a short time. I think it's part of the normal rotation.
It does look like
for the new players, they should treat nitros all kind of differently depending on the theme. I guess it's a bit difficult to.
Yeah, it's hard to pick up
on one camp.
It's hard to pick up on that theme. I will say this Piranha Plant Pipeline is a buff for this gold me suit. This is not a cup. It's not a temporary cup boost. So it's just crazy how this gold me suit has just gotten these insane tracks. It's in ranked again. Very efficient buffs. So outside of him, though, for those players who do not have him, you can get PD Piranha Gold there in the Spotlight shop, as we kind of alluded to earlier. That's going to be a pretty quick fix if you don't have the gold Misu. I know there's a lot of, I mean, just from reading the comments lately, a lot of people have been saying, hey, well, you know, I just started, 3 months ago. There's no way I'm getting the gold Misu. Can you help me out? What should I do? And so definitely don't want to neglect those people in the community. So PD Piranha Gold, if you are in that situation, he's going to be your best bet to just to be able to even compete. But looks like we have White Tanuki Mario in there as well. And Wiggler there as well. Oh, and Cowgirl too. So a couple plus skills. Obviously, Gold Me is going to be your best option if you can, if you already have earned him. But yeah, I mean, you got some good plus skills here. You got Boomerang, some Giant Banana, and some variety of other skills. They do have a super in here, that Red Koopa. If you just like don't have any of those and you just want to throw some super tickets at it just to compete. But Gold Me is going to be pretty dominant. And then for carts, looks like we have I love this, the Black Shield Speedster. Glad to see that there. The Bluebird Shuttle's been doing pretty well. We got the Blue Crawly, which has been surging here lately. We could even see it getting into potentially even maybe the #1 driver cart in the game. Be nice to see that one after its comeback. And then we have the 2 new carts, including the Boo Pipes there, Luca, on this track as well. Some supers and normals as well, so you're not going to be on the struggle bus. It's nice to see them doing that. But I think the one that gets me excited is that Black Shield Speedster
with the Ravens colors.
Yeah, man, I've got that thing at 8 quad caps, so I'm happy.
what I'm impressed is just want to make sure that this is the is this the ranked one where that has the common on the top shelf, or am I thinking of another one?
Yeah, this is the ranked. You talking about for this track? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a ranked track. Yeah.
Is there a common option there on the top shelf?
There is.
Okay, so the what I found interesting was that this makes that black shielded speedster even more valuable, because I'm using that little common piece of whatever, and it's not so much fun. I wish I had the black shielded speedster.
I'm surprised you don't have it with the Baltimore colors.
I know, with the Ravens colors and everything. I have a new thing. I only go after this stuff regardless of how much I like it. The only way I'm going to save rubies as a gold pass only player in this game is only going after things if they help me get the rank rewards and the rank situation. If I already got ranked wrapped up, I'm not going to spend the 70 rubies, even though, wow, I mean, it's the Ravens colors. It's like they even have the alternate, a little bit of the yellow and red in there.
Well, it's it was a commemorative item, so you couldn't have gotten spent any rubies. But I'm surprised you didn't pull out your wallet there for that bad boy. Which, by the way, I bought for one of my clients. I bought a Baltimore in a box, so you can actually order Baltimore in a box, have it shipped there to Israel. Hopefully, you can enjoy that nice little feature. Yeah, I think for top shelf, I mean, I think you're pretty well covered with all these supers and normals. I will say, because we do kind of not discount, but I mean, this is not a paywall track. This is not a track where you have to get one of these items and take it all the way up. You can get by with some of what seems to be some weird items. I mean, even this sushi racer, I haven't seen this in a long time, be very useful. But I think the Blue Crawly walks away. I mean, I think if I'm looking at tiers on what people should invest in, there's kind of like the top tier of the Blooper Shuttle and Blue Crawly Cart as kind of the best high end options to invest in. If you want to get a little sneaky, you want to get a little ahead of the curve, the Black Shield Speedster is the one I'm promoting. The one I think seems to be. Honestly, I might even invest in it. Who knows? I've been trying to save here lately, so if I can get by just using one of these Yoshi carts, I'll try to do that. But I think Black Shield Speedster is, and also the Boo. I can't forget that the Boo Pipes are probably kind of in a similar boat. It sounds like that one's a fan favorite already off the bat. But I also know how well the Green Sprout did, so I'm not going to get too excited about it quite yet.
Oh, Green Sprout is a completely different stuff. Never wrong about.
I had to throw it in there, man. I had to throw it in there. Just because G Siegel and Luca are into it doesn't mean it's gonna be awesome. Let's just put it that way.
You can't deny it. Every single thing I've said nowadays comes true. The top 3 carts in the game, the big commemoratives. You can't doubt me on that one.
I'm with you, man. I think we've both been on the commemorative bandwagon for sure. And if it's a big cart, I mean that seems to almost be a guaranteed lock. Well, let's get into gliders. We have right off the bat the 8-bit Super Mushroom and the wonderful Garnet. Those are 2 phenomenal gliders. Everything else is okay. Mario's Mustache was okay for a little bit. Yeah, Icy Mario Mustache is pretty strong as well, but you have a normal glider there. So a normal cart, a normal glider. You have supers all over the place. This is a relief, I think, for a lot of newer players. This is really exciting to see them really kind of help you cover these tracks. But there's obviously a lot better options if you can go into a high end. But I think this is a smart idea for Nintendo to throw a bone for the newer players. I think if you had to kind of set a tier for these, I mean, I think you have to put the wonderful Garnet in a tier of its own. It's just so strong right now. And then right below that, the 8-bit Super Mushroom. All these 8-bit items have been really strong, and that one's been pretty strong, pretty good for coverage. I might take that one up to 8 myself. And then you got maybe Icy's Mario's Mustache, and then kind of it's the field from there. I probably wouldn't invest in anything else, to be honest with you. But I think you can get by with a super and a normal and call it a day.
I'll say Studfit. I'll say real quick with the common with the normal glider there. Like you said, it's a bone to throw with the new players. I just want to. I would say too, again, as a gold pass only. I'm using these things pretty much when they show up. These supers and these top shelf commons, normals. I'm using them, and I feel like it's like with what we talked about with the MK racers. Like if you did well in those pipes, it's a bonus. I feel like this is a bonus. A nice shout out to those of us that have been in the game for a significant amount of time that have it at 8. And, it wasn't easy we look at these things level 8, 408, and it's taken years to get some of these things up to that point. So it's just nice that I think they're giving a bone to the new players. I think a little bit to some of the veterans, especially if they're not able to get all the time the high ends up to the high levels.
I think it's also really good for the new players and the free-to-play players. It's a real relief, to be honest, when you see something like that. I play a free-to-play ranked every tour, and yeah, having an item like that it's great. It just takes that one track off your list of things that need to be upgraded.
Yeah.
This track, I will say, is insane. Just right off the bat, it's not a great coin box track per se, but plenty of jumps, plenty of half pipes. I love half pipes. I think a lot of people don't capitalize on them as much as they should to get those special tricks. But should I go blue or red? What have we decided what the better route is?
The left one has the spider web.
Yeah, the left has a spider web. I think they both have spider webs. Actually, it looks like now.
Oh.
They seem much of a muchness to me. Don't know if it makes a difference with it for actions.
I don't quite understand the spider web just yet. Like it seems like you get points for it, but it kind of just disappears when you hit it. Is there anything else going on with that thing, guys?
I think it slows you down a little bit, and it has this little option on your screen when you run with it. So.
One thing about this track, you really need to grind the bots away and not be too greedy, because if you get put back, it's hard to get back in front. You're not going to catch the bots. They will Mario Kart you if you're not careful.
I will say, overall,
track, you know what I mean? Like you can't get back in time.
For action counts, for coin box, what are we looking at? 200 actions?
Yeah, easy.
Yeah, definitely stay 200. Easy.
Well, when you get rid of the tokens.
Lots of boxes.
Yeah, when you get rid of the tokens, of course.
When we get rid of the tokens, of course. Oh boy, that's right. I forgot about that. Yeah, so tokens coming from the coin box and all over the track there. Okay, good to be aware of. What about for some of the other, for let's say Giant Banana? I mean, you got a couple points where you got some deviations in the track, but you also have some narrow areas as well. What are we looking at for action count for Giant Banana, as an example?
I don't know yet. How many boxes are there, Seagull, per lap?
Looks like there's 3.
I don't know about 200 yet with Giant Banana. I don't think that'd be possible until we see the actual.
Probably more of like a 180 sort of
180,
similar to maybe the Roma Vanti last week.
Yeah, 180, 190 if you're lucky. We'll have to have a look. We'll have to wait and see.
Okay. It does look like I have a someone named Jeeves in my ranked, but it's not the actual Jeeves. Jeeves has gotten top 10 a few different times. I just looked here at the badges. I wonder if this is little Jeeves. He does not have any top 100s. So yeah, or maybe we just have an imposter. I don't know, but I do have a Jeeves in my ranked. I also see MKTF Phoenix, which I've seen around in the community. Not necessarily anyone else that looks familiar to me. But for those of you who are using Giant Banana, even for Boomerang, it does look like let's see if we have.
Oh, Boomerang's really good for once. You have to have certain tracks where you really have to boombox or you're in trouble. You don't need to all the time now. If you get a Boomerang Frenzy, first box, you're going to get every coin on those half pipes, and there's 30 something coins there. It's huge.
We do
obviously go for boombox, but it's a lot easier if you can't rely on it all the time.
Yeah, it is a nice switch up from Nintendo is to give us some really good options. Waluigi Stadium's a good example of that, where they're just coins on all these half pipes, coins on the tracks, coins everywhere. There is Larry Wintertime for those who are boomboxing, but it is nice. You can probably get a pretty good high score just from riding out the track as it is, which is, I think, that could be a way to not necessarily save Boomerang, but to make Boomerang a little bit more pedestrian friendly. That would be really nice. But we got Giant Banana in there as probably another top skill in addition to coin box. But most likely you're going to coin box, you're going to get 200 actions with one of these two coin box and then call it a day. So overall though, I like the track. I think the track is dynamic, which is kind of what I like to see, is just like some new features, some new things going on in the game. It does look really narrow, but then you also have the half pipe, which usually it's like wide and half pipes, or narrow and you don't have half pipes. So I think it's a dynamic track, a lot of colors. You kind of got a outside, inside in this tunnel. Overall, I think I give it A-. I think it's a really cool track. There are some, as you were kind of alluding to, Lucas, might be hard to catch up, and some other things that you always kind of want to have some options on. I think that the fact that they gave us a wide variety of drivers, karts, and gliders, including supers and normals, I think that's a great job from Nintendo, just how they handled that track. It does make me wonder, though, if with that many normals, if this is going to be, maybe a Sky High Sunday style type of track where it doesn't come back very often. I hope they bring it.
I think it's going to come back on Halloween. I think that we're going to have these pipeline tracks come back on Halloween with the spider webs, with the boo pipes. It's going to compete Studfit with your Vampire Flyer. So I don't know if you want to bring it all the way up to where you got that.
That's a good call.
I think we're going to see this in a few months.
You have to accept there's a new car in town, so.
No, I mean, I get it. I get it at this point in time.
I'm just kidding, of course.
No, I get it. I mean, the Vampire Flyer is pretty old at this point, and as Antela proved, its value peaked a little too early. Much like my own value in life. All right, let's get into
coming back on Halloween. Watch out for the two buffs.
Don't beat yourself up all of a sudden now.
We got the Yoshi Desert.
The best is yet to come, mate.
No, I mean,
100%. 100%.
I mean, who knows? Maybe a comeback. Don't call it a comeback, right? We got Yoshi Desert. We have a couple, looks like, plus skills. We have 2 giant bananas right off the bat. A lucky 7, a coin box driver, and boomerang driver. We got everything here. If you do not, if you're not using a plus skill, what are you even doing at this point? We have the yellow me soup, which I definitely will be using, and might even take all the way up to 8 at this point. And Toad Tourist. So those are your 2 giant banana options. We also have 2 lucky 7 options between Poochie and the light blue Shy Guy. And then you have Coinbox with Gold Charging Chuck. A huge win for him. It's a Coinbox exclusive. I don't think at this point in time, DK is not going to get it. Gold Luigi is not going to get an unlock or anything. So this is it's all about Gold Charging Chuck here. And then you got the Pauline. So we already heard from her. She's going to be a double feature this first week. And for a lot of people trying to get Wiggler, it could be kind of competitive. I could see it getting a little unruly, but plenty of plus skills. I think for me, it's obviously going to be yellow me, but the rest of it will come up to your personal preferences on whether you like me's or not. I think a lot of people are going to be rolling with Gold Charging Chuck and do very, very well with him. I think at this point in time, I'm not going to necessarily endorse any non-plus skill me's that aren't Coinbox. I just can't get excited about it. But yeah, Gold Charging Chuck versus yellow me suit. I think at this point in time, it's got to be the me suit with the base points for a lot of players if you've invested in them at all. And then for carts, man, look at this. Yellow Off-Roader is back. It's been a while since we've talked about him. We've been talking about his brothers, the Moo and Red. But here he is. Now, this is an older track, so this is not like any type of new buff for it. But it is nice to see it there. I do have a couple options here, but looks like we got the Chomp Chomp Chariot and the Silver Cupid Zero, both getting this track right off the bat. The Taiko Drum already been doing really well in the algorithm, and it has this track as well. But here's the thing: is you have so many large hitboxes on this cart or on this track, and Yellow Off-Roader is going to be by far one that many in the community have invested in as the #1 cart from last year. For those newer players who are not familiar. And then we got some other larger hitboxes, including Brian Boyce's Taylor Swift and the Camu Tanuki cart. And Luca, your Boo Pipes. A lot of options here.
Boo Pipes here, and so are Silver Cupids. And Silver Cupid's got 5 buffs to it. 5, which is insane.
Really?
Not necessarily the best on all the tracks, because there is a yellow off-roader here, but it did get 5 buffs.
Yeah, so it got Sunset Wilds, not a great track per se. But then you got Piranha Plant Cove, Cove 2RT. So you got two coves there. Yoshi Desert R and Piranha Plant Piranha Pipeline R. So overall, it looks like at least 3, 4-ish new tracks. Depends on how you want to treat these coves. It does look like that they're coming back multiple times so far this year. So that is a positive. I think Yoshi Desert R, I would assume, is the best track for it.
The Blazing, I think, does have that. I'll double check that, Blazing. But still, it's it's an individual item in ranking. It is.
Oh,
that's this track.
It's the Yellow Off-Roader. Yeah.
Sorry, my fault. Yellow Off-Roader.
I would say while I'm looking at it, between the Silver Cupid Zero and the Boo Pipes, I don't think this is a great buff for it with the Yellow Off-Roader there.
I completely agree. Anything against an off-roader, especially the Yellow Off-Roader, yeah.
And then of course, Matt Ulrich, your Cact B on this track. Got a lot of favorite carts on this track, but I mean, compared to your Yellow Off-Roader, can't necessarily count this as a big win either. I'm kind of partially invested in it myself. But Yellow Off-Roader, man, this is just a dominant card. Again, it's been a while since we've used it, so nice to see it here. So if I had to give some advice to a newer driver who's kind of has a couple of these at level 1 option, I mean, the Yellow Off-Roader, I think it's still even worth investing in, even after its peak, just because it gives you so many tracks. It's like 40 tracks now. And it's going to be your best option on all of them because of how big that hitbox is. So I still think that's probably your number one investment, and then you got some sneaky investments that you can make, including this the Tyco drum, just because of its coverage. It's a smaller hitbox, so you have to be interested in doing that. But yeah, I mean, you can go Silver Cupid's arrow, or the Chain Chomp Chariot, or even the Boo pipes if you want to get really frisky. I don't know how I feel about that. I'm gonna have to look into the coverage, and we'll probably talk about it more on the rundown about the Boo pipes. But sounds like already we have a big fan favorite for it. I mean, the Rainbow Streetles there, Taylor Swift's. There's got a lot of options, but again, no supers, no normals. So it makes things a little tough for those newer players. And then for gliders, right off the bat, I see a Sakura Origami glider that was really, really dominant, and actually kind of in a late style. It's probably a really strong option for a lot of players, even still to this day. Then we do have the Rainbow Fair Flyer and the Wonderful Diamond that have been surging here lately as well. Obviously, Wonderful Diamond probably being the better between the two. And then the Fuzzy Kite's there. So that Fuzzy Kite's been surging as of late as well. And then you got the new Wiggler. What is it called? Wiggler Parachute. It's going to be tough to remember that name. So, yeah, I think for a newer player, if you have to invest in just one item here on this top shelf, it's got to be the Wonderful Diamond. It's kind of at that top tier by itself. And then you kind of have a couple options. I'd probably say that you can go with maybe, man, it's almost weird because I hate to put the Sakura Origami glider in the same tier as the Rainbow Fair Flyer and the Fuzzy Kite, but I'm going to do it anyway. Just because these, even though like one's old and two are new, I just think that you can't go wrong with any three of those. Whether it's getting older coverage or, which again, it's been even brought in. It was used a couple times last tour as well. I'm not into the emblem yet. I haven't. I just don't think I can endorse that at this point in time. And even the Smiley glider, what is it called? The Smiley Flower. I'm still not bought in yet. I know it's been doing better. It might be in the top 20 even this tour. I'm just not as excited about it. And then Fuzzy Kites. I mean, guys, it's here. It's finally. It took a long time and made some of us a little stressed out. But I think it's here now. It's doing pretty well. So kind of that, again, just to reiterate, Wonderful Diamond in a tier of its own, then kind of a 3 glider tier at that second tier between 2 newer items, the Rainbow Fair Flyer and the Fuzzy Kite and the Sakura Origami glider. All 3 of those on that second tier. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, pretty spot on there, Studfit. I think you covered that perfectly.
We'll give a nice little fun run. I actually really love Yoshi Desert. I think some of the desert, just in the old school Mario, the desert levels were always just one of my favorite. I don't know why I like them so much. But this is a fun track. It's nice to see it come back.
The music's very good too.
Great selection of tracks for the middle of the summer.
Yeah, that is.
Wait, it's summer?
It's summer for most of us.
Sorry, Matt.
Not for us, Matt. We're gonna wait till December, mate.
For Matt and Luca, which I don't think Luca, you're in the States right now, so it's winter time for you, both of you guys. But
in Melbourne,
remember, just to be fair, we have the trade-off with the springtime crane that came out like like December or something.
Yeah, I think everyone's saying about this tour that it's going to be, like I can see in the chat, a lot of people saying the sentiment seems to be that it's going to be a great and fun tour, especially ranked. Mostly because, like, if you're a meta player, like, you're covered. Like, you should have great loadouts this tour. Someone on my server shared that they only had one item that wasn't completely maxed out of the entire 2 weeks. Which is insane, right? Like everything 8 quad caps.
Like I have the blue crawly 8 quad on the first track, and even though I have coverage there, the boo pipes, I just said I'm going to take it off regardless. It gives me other tracks and whatnot. I'm just going to use it in rank for the fun of it. But in terms of this tour, especially for ACR, I've been chatting to a couple people. A lot of people are really looking at the loadouts and maybe not getting too ahead of themselves and thinking, oh, I got coverage everywhere. But if there's coverage everywhere, it's who has those quad caps or triple caps where you wouldn't have it for that top 10 area, because there's just such good loadouts everywhere. I don't think anyone's not
things
really
that will give you an edge this tour will be things like, for example, I've got the green emblem at 8 quad capped, or like if you've got a me suit when everyone else is using gold chuck and that's 8 quad capped or something like that, that will give you an advantage. Sure. But man, investing into gold chuck to 8 quad, my first non-me to do that, my first non-gold me to do that. That was a great decision. You look at the double feature this tour. That's amazing.
His value is amazing. He avoids all the meat tracks, and I don't know what to say. He's really good.
Yeah, he's got the big hitbox, which we love for coin box drivers for sure. He's just doing really, really well. I've still been fighting investing in him, but it's it's hurt me on some of again, I haven't even been high on my own friends list when it comes to ranked because of it. But he's doing really, really well. And I think a lot of players are really enjoying that, especially for those who invested in him early. Let's get to Piranha Plant Cove 2T, and then we'll look at week 2 as well. But overall, I mean, I just love seeing these newer tracks, these tracks that maybe we didn't get a lot of exposure to, and it's fun to see coming back. I think for all starting items, I think overall, unless you're getting Dino Jungle, like you're absolutely loving all the tracks that you're getting. You're getting some, what could be some tougher tracks. But like we mentioned, everyone seems to be having some pretty good loadouts. Again, I say that now, but there might be people out there saying that they're on the struggle bus. But overall, I think this is a great tour for a lot of players. Just, in general, we'll see how that impacts the top 100 ranking and top 1,000, top 10, etc. But for Piranha Plant Cove 2T, right off the bat, we see Boomerang, Lucky 7, Giant Banana, Coin Box, and then 2 Giant Bananas between Wiggler and Wiggler Me. Well, we'll have to see if this is a trend, if we see a lot of Wiggler Me and a lot of Wiggler on the same tracks. But right off the bat, we see 3 Giant Bananas, 1 Coinbox exclusive, which we've already talked about a little bit with Gold Charging Chuck, Lucky 7, Boomerang. And for those Toad Astronaut fans who have been in ranked over and over again, I just want to see if we got Gold Yoshi on that second shelf. So just 1 coin boxer there. Yeah, guys. Wow, this is interesting. So for someone like myself, I debated on taking Nabbit up because he is one of the better plus skill me suits. But I might go Wiggler. I might just take Wiggler up, the Wiggler Me. Because if I'm gonna, I don't know. I feel bad like not wanting to take a me suit from last year up, but if I can take Wiggler and just ride out the Giant Banana buffs that he gets, Morton's kind of let me down a little bit. Well, still kind of licking my wounds as I was expecting more from him, at least from ranked. But I mean that's my thought on drivers. What do you guys think?
I think definitely go with the Wiggler Me over Nabbit. Nabbit's not too strong. I sat down with Kareem and Siegel and went over all the tracks. He only he's valuable for ACR every so often on those like Calamari deserts and a couple Mario circuits, but it's very rare that you get much usage out of him, and especially in ranked nowadays. So yeah, definitely go with the new me suit on there. And if you don't have the Miis, Gold Chuck is going to help you there, as per usual.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I tend to agree. Though I'm not super fussed on Wiggler Me's starting value. I think it's not that great. Obviously, starting value is not everything. But I don't know. I'm not that impressed. Like that overlap in rank with Gold Me, that's not great. So I think his value is definitely questionable, especially where I'm coming from here is that he's a ranked reward again, and he's available in both weeks. So, is he going to be great long term? It's really hard to say. So it is a bit of a risk, I'd say, going in. Oh, sorry. It's Wiggler is a ranked reward, not the meat, right? Sorry, I said that wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, you can get Wiggler Me now. Wiggler, he's basically unavailable until after this, until this cup's already over for ranked. But that's unfortunate. I think, I think just for sake of driving, I'm gonna go with with Pink Shy Guy Ninja, just so you get a good feel of how the track looks like for Giant Banana. Let's go into the karts. Now here is another double feature here for week 1 for you, Matt Allridge, with your Cakt B. There's some other meta items here. I mean, the Armored Rider Camo Tanuki cart getting a double feature for week 1 as well. And then if you wanted to go into those the gold pipes, which we do like gold pipes here on the Studfit channel. So it will be interesting to see how. Let's see. Let me just look at its coverage. Yeah, it looks like it got. It's really honestly, it's always hard to look at these coverages. I'm like, Piranha Plant, this Cove, that slide here. I don't know all these coverages right off the top of my head.
They're overlapping with a lot of big carts and a lot of meta carts. That's all I can say.
It has
Siegel himself wants to take it up, and he only gives him a couple tracks. So
okay, good to know. And there are some smaller options here, but then there are also some chunkier options here. I mean, I think Armored Rider is a really strong one for. I think this is probably one of the hardest decisions for a lot of players is which one to invest up. I think if I'm setting anything in tiers, it's got to be Armored Rider in kind of a tier of its own at the top there. And then if I had to put anything else, maybe a tier 2 has kind of Camo Tanuki cart and gold Bullet Blaster if you want to go into a smaller cart that has really, really good coverage. And really, I think that's about it. Anything else is kind of a gamble. How do you guys think about that?
I think, yeah, Armored Rider, then Camo Tanuki, then I'd probably go with the gold pipe after that, to be honest with you.
Gold pipe above the gold.
Yeah, it's good to nice. It's good for me to be using Cakt B, but and it's more than once in ranked, which is great. But the only reason I'm using it is because I've taken it to 7 triple. I would be using Armored Rider over that, and that would be the better option if I hadn't, triple capped that cart.
Yeah, you know what? If I did not have Cakt B at level 8, which again, not one that I'm really proud of necessarily, but if I had that, it's at level, let's say at level 3, and I even had that, if I had that orange streamliner at level 7, double uncap, I might even just take the Armored Rider all the way to 8 and just quad cap it or triple uncap it or whatever my tickets would allow, because that one's just been so strong. Its hitbox is massive. It looks beautiful. Get me all this this old coverage that I've skipped out on. It's just it's a decent older cart to go back and invest in. Like I'm thinking about like even the Sakura Origami Glider is like one of those gliders that I went back in and invested in after I had already missed the peak, and it did really well for me, especially for all cup ranking. It does really well for me. Armored Rider, strong one to invest in for the carts on Piranha Plant Cove 2T. For gliders, ooh, this looks rough. This is probably one of the hardest tracks to cover for gliders that I've seen so far in ranked. I obviously my eyes go right to this yellow hard hat balloon and the lava rocks. Those are probably the two strongest. I know that the Secret Scroll was doing pretty well for a while, but it's fallen off. The Festive Holly, I have not been a fan of, but it is in the top 10. It is it does get this track, and so you got to enjoy that. I think this is my opinion, but if you're going to invest in anything, it's at the I say probably number 1 tier, the yellow hard hat balloon, maybe a tier below, half a tier below that, so like 1.5 is probably at the lava rocks, just because it's it's been pretty strong. It had its ups and downs though. I'm personally not as big of a fan of it. And then kind of tier 2 is that Festive Holly, and maybe right in that same tier, the Glittering Glider. I'm bullish on the Glittering Glider. I think it'll do pretty well. And then right below that is probably in tier 3 is kind of this pink gold meteors that it's been pretty strong in the past. But I'm not getting excited about Flyberry Book. I'm not getting excited about the Warrior Mustache, or really any of these newer items. What do you guys think about kind of that tiering system?
Yeah, it's pretty spot on apart from the Warrior Mustache bit. That thing, I personally have it only at 3. I've refused to level it up because it's so old. It gets buffed every tour for no reason. It came out over a year ago, it keeps getting buffed. It keeps getting rank buffs. It keeps getting ranked. I don't know why it's getting buffed. It's the most confusing thing for me because it's one of the oldest items to keep getting buffed nowadays, and it gets really quality buffs. So I don't know when it will stop, but it keeps going.
Okay. I have not been paying as much attention. It hasn't necessarily been emerging on in the algorithm, but maybe we put that in the same tier as the pink gold meteors. I have to actually. I want to kind of throw this the gold flappy wings, the gold wonderful wings, into that kind of same tier as well. Just because it's a riskier play, but I would rather take my risk on that glider than some of these other ones. I know Flyberry Book had its time. Secret Scroll. I mean, everyone on this list had its moment in glory, except for these newer items. But I just feel like when it comes to long term value, I just can't get excited about some of these. But yeah, I'm with you there. Warrior's Mustache, I just don't know enough about it. But I'm willing to put it there with the same one, kind of same level as the pink gold meteors. If I'm a newer player, like you're brand new, right? I would not be investing in pink gold meteors or warrior mustache or flyberry book or secret scroll. But you know, they each one of these had their points where they were in the glory. I think if you're new, you just pick up the yellow hard hat balloons out of the spotlight shop and maybe take it to level 2 or 3, call it a day. That would be my recommendation.
Yeah, completely agree, especially seeing as you can't access the Festive Holly, which to me is the second best item on that top shelf. The Festive Holly, you can't get it because it came out as commemorative, and it's been a seasonal item that could only be obtained at Christmas. So it's a big regret for me not getting a seasonal item, which we didn't know at the time that it was. But Yellow Hard Hat's been absolutely insane. So that for me is like in a tier of its own, and then everything else underneath it, probably leading the charge would be Festive Holly. Glittering Glider is kind of starting to look good, and then you could take a gamble on the golden flappy wings, but at the end of the day, it's a gamble.
So you're not a big fan of the lava rocks?
Never went in on it because I went in on the black starship, and of course around that time we also had the boo masks. Yeah. So I feel like there's not a lot of people who invested in 2 of those gliders. If you invested, maybe you are invested in lava rocks and boo masks, for example, but I think there's a bit of overlap there, if I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong on that, but it's been a while since I looked at the coverage.
I wanted to take up the lava rocks and I wasn't able to due to the overlap with the other items.
Yeah.
And them being stronger than that. But it's still an amazing glider if it fits in with your coverage.
Yeah. No, like I said, it definitely is Yellow Hard Hat. And then maybe you'll put the lava rocks on officially on that tier 2, not that half tier with the Festive Holly. But yeah, I mean, I'll be going Glitter and Glider. It's one that I invested in a little early. Let's get into Piranha Plant Cove 2T. It's been obviously a while since I think the Piranha Plant Cove. I like a lot of the variations. There's some that are a little bit just based on the setup. I think this one's actually a really weird one for maybe the giant banana. What do you guys think about this track?
It's a long one, which is good. I'll check the estimate for giant banana to see what's possible. But if you can hit 200 with it, it's obviously the better option over Coinbox. But it will take a while. I'll double check.
Yeah, looking at just being reminded briefly right off the bat on its tracks, there are some variations, but overall it looks like it's a pretty good giant banana track. I mean, there's some really narrow areas. I can see like this section here going up the ruins could be really good. This Piranha Plant Cove, just like they did just such a good job with this. There are a couple ones where you kind of having to go into the water with the eels and stuff. I'm not a big fan of that section, but overall, glad that this track is back. This will be fun to grind for ranked.
Okay, so the estimate for giant banana is 195, and the estimate for Coinbox is 225. So if you can hit that 195 mark, you will outscore a Coinboxer. If you are getting the giant banana hits, of course, you're getting giant banana frenzies. But it will take a lot longer.
Yeah. I don't know.
If you are using the me over the Coinbox, that's a different story because the me giant banana Coinboxer will severely outscore it regardless. So even Nabbit Me as well, Nabbit Me, you can get 205 with Lucky 7 here. So That should be really easy.
Yeah, I can see this being a good Lucky 7 track as well. Yeah, yeah, I don't think you're going to be worried necessarily. I mean, when I hear that you can just use a coin box driver and just get 230, I mean, spend 30 minutes, get your 200 actions, and move on.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking, man.
Agreed. Hey, gentlemen, I'm going to have to head off, but okay. It's been fun, and I hope you all enjoy the tour.
Thanks, Matt.
It's good to hear from you, man. Take it easy.
Have a good one.
Get some rest.
Yeah, cheers, guys. Good night.
All right, buddy.
Good night. See you guys.
All right, and with that goodbye, we will move to week 2 of rank. So, some interesting double features. Usually, we see like a double feature, like one in week 1, one in week 2. This we have some interesting ones, kind of getting a week 1 buffs. It could be kind of competitive with a lot of people trying to go for that Wiggler as soon as possible. But let's move into week 2. We get the Poochie Cup. We got Piranha Plant Pipeline RT and Piranha Plant Cove R, and then Dry Ruins RT. So some interesting tracks there. One of the questions we had, I think Raker posted in our server, was about having 4 battle tracks potentially this tour. It all would depend on how many RTs we get. I see a lot of RTs. Do we have 2 battle tracks or 4 this tour?
I believe it's 4, back to normal, and I believe it's due to the nerfing of battles. They've finally felt comfortable enough to put it back in ACR 4 times instead of 2.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it does look like I can already see 2 in the first 6 or 7 cups, but yeah, it is interesting. I mean, for someone going for top 10 or top 100, those are always a grind, but it does look like they kind of, have been aware of the situation. They've been trying to fix it. And I think they actually made the perfect fix. I mean, it all really stemmed around multiplayer with friends, and they fixed it. I think you're not getting points from the multiplayer with friends. You're just getting from single player. Now, would I have preferred not to be getting as many single player battle tracks in All Cup ranking? 100%. But at least they fixed the shrooming issue, fixed the issue with all the friends. And that's all I can ask for. Is just that it's an even playing ground, and we can all just suck it together for what it's worth. Good. Let's get to Piranha Plant Pipeline RT as the new track. Is Dry Ruins RT? Is that a new track or not?
No, that's an old track.
Old track. Okay, so this is the only new one this second week, and it looks like right off the bat we have some me usage here, both between Santa Me and PD Piranha Me. You do have, it looks like, a double feature for our PD Piranha Gold, which is nice for those who could drop some rubies on him. We also have DK Gladiator, my beloved Pink Me, which I think is still the challenge on the table to take that guy up. Now, I do see PD Piranha, who I have quad capped level 8, and Santa Me triple uncapped. So this is not going to be compelling for me to do it right here, Luca, but it's on my radar. We'll see what happens.
Those 2 me's, the PD Piranha Me and the Santa Me, that is actually a boost. So PD Piranha Gold will be, and it's featured twice in the tour. So the second time it's featured, those 2 me's aren't there. PD Piranha and DK Gladiator are the best options, along with your maybe Pink Me, because the Pink Me does have this top shelf.
It does, man. It does. And here I am with Gold PD Piranha.
I'm not going to leave you alone ever.
No. Keep coming at me, because it's, again, the Pink Me is on my radar. This track, maybe a different cup, it could sway me. But already having PD Piranha Gold at level 8 quad cap as one of the very few, coin boxers to do that. He definitely did not bring all the hype, but at least I get to use him this tour, which is really, really nice. But yeah, there's not a lot of other options. You got DK Jr. with the triple bananas, but I just think with all these me suits, that's going to be probably not a great option for you. What's up, Sauna? How you doing? I see Crested Peak out there in the chat as well. Hope you guys are doing well. Yeah, no, I think really these 4 that you see here are really the only options that you really can feel comfortable going into for this. This is a really tough track for your top shelf drivers. There's a lot of options. There's no doubt about that, but none of them are really that great. I will say this builder Toadette, probably the best Toadette ever. Can we say that? Can we at least give it that love?
Not until next tour we're getting Toadette Me, so that's gonna be
Toadette Me. Oh, that's right.
Gonna go next tour.
That's right. That will become the best me. You know, it's weird. I've actually kind of kept my eye on this Moo Me. It's been kind of sneaky for a me, with not like a plus skill. It's got pretty decent coverage. Yeah, no, I'm gonna be definitely going PD Piranha Me. But I think let's just look at the top shelf. We got Rosalina Swimwear as a coin box option on that second shelf, and we also have, let's see, anything else? That looks like the only coin box option on the second shelf, which seems to kind of be the standard. The average might be just one coin box driver on that second shelf. I feel like that's pretty safe to say at this point. Rosa is it. All right, so looks like I'll be boomboxing this track week 2. But again, yeah, for All Cup ranking won't be. All right, we got a normal option right off the bat. We do have a double, no, not a double feature. Okay, let me take a look at this whole list before I say what I'm gonna say.
The boot pipes has this at level 6.
It does. Okay,
yeah.
That's attractive because this is not a great top shelf. There's a lot of newer items.
It's a triple feature over the 2 weeks. The boot pipe's a triple feature. The Wiggler parachute is a triple feature, and so is Pauline. So if you level them to 6 at least, I believe, for all of them, you get 3 features over the 2 weeks.
Let me just double check. I want to make sure that information. So the Prawn Pipe pipeline is a level 6 unlock. You're right. Okay, cool. So yeah, so you know, certainly a good one for ranked. That is for sure. I don't think you will be going into this track without a top shelf card at all, because you got the normal, and honestly, you might just want to quad cap that normal and just call it a day, because there's not a lot of great options unless you're willing to take that boot pipes to level 6 for that unlock. I will say the blooper shuttle. I'm sorry, the Jumbo Jetter has been kind of coming on here as of late.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Rainbow Taxi and the algorithm is showing up really well. I'm still a little, still not as big of a fan to take it all the way up. And everything else is a little older. You do have the Prawn Pipe pipes for those old school fans. I'm thinking about you, G. Siegel. And then maybe even the Brown Off-Roader. I've seen some people go back and take that one up, but I would not necessarily recommend it. And then the red Comet, I know, shout out to Kareem, who's invested in that. Yeah, I think if I'm making a recommendation for a newer player, I just say take this if you have it, the Bullseye Bonsai. Just take it up to level 8 quad cap and call it a day. I mean, you're not going to use it unless you haven't maxed your daily selects. Just take it up, and in which case it would be worth it anyway. Yeah, just take that up. I would just honestly just do it, call it a day. Don't worry about the rest. Jumbo Jetter, if you had to kind of, I don't even want to tier it because I don't even think that any of these are really tier worthy. I will say the Jumbo Jetter might be on that list, and that might be about it. Just do the Red Eye Bonsai. Just call it a day. And then for gliders, oh boy, 8-bit 1-up mushroom. We thought this guy has already peaked and was kind of starting to fall off, but this is a phenomenal track for arguably the #1 glider in the game, this year. I think we're halfway through the year, and I think that one's going to be probably our #1 vote at the end of the year. We'll see what happens. We still got a lot of months ahead of us, but that one just had such a strong 2023. As for the other items, the Piranha Plant balloons have been really strong. Definitely worth investing in. Wonderful Garnet on the list. That's nice to see. And then the Gold Pass gift. Yeah, I think if you have to set the tier, man, between what was a dominant glider and one of the most dominant gliders right now, I think you have to put 2 on the top tier. That would be the 8-bit 1-up mushroom and the wonderful Garnet. That is in a tier of its own, tier 1. And then maybe tier 2 is the Prawn Plant balloons. And then if you want to get risky, I feel pretty decent about these. The green emblem. It's kind of a newer glider, got a good decent skill for a glider. It's gotten pretty good coverage. And then of course this is kind of a fan favorite, the Mario Bros parafoil. But yeah, I think I'd probably put those as kind of that riskier top tier 3. And that's kind of how I would leave it. So again, just to reiterate, tier 1, you got the 8-bit 1-up mushroom and wonderful Garnet. Tier 2, the Prawn Plant balloons, and then 2.5. I'll put for the green emblem and the Mario Bros parafoil. They're very risky, very early in their career, but I'm pretty optimistic as they were both. Well, at least the green emblem was a commemorative item, and the Super Bros parafoil. There's just something about this. I do feel that Nintendo could throw it some love, especially just to as an homage, almost kind of similar to some of these 8-bit items that they just kind of throw some love to the classic fans. Anything you to disagree with that, guys?
I think the Mario Bros. Again, your assessment there is perfect. That's definitely the order that I put it in. But the Mario Bros. Parafoil, with its starting coverage last tour, it had 5 of its 9 tracks being non-city in an all-city tour, apart from having 2 tracks in the whole ACR. So he was able to get 5 non-city tracks with his starting coverage, which is insane. And then this tour, he gets 3 of the brand new track. He has the Prawn Plant Pipeline T, R, and RT, which is insane. Like, I've never seen something get the perfect buffs. Like, the brand new track, there's 3 variants. It's like he's dropped this tour. It's crazy. But, yeah, I don't know. I think having a starting coverage like that in a city tour might tell something where you can see its trajectory in the future being much better than other items because of that starting coverage.
I mean, hearing that sounds like my hunch was might be panning out pretty early, but I do remember it was one of the unique items, probably the best starting coverage of any of the new items last tour, and it does sound like 100%. It came out a winner from these buffs too. I just feel like Nintendo's gonna just throw some of the old school fans some love, and it sounds like they're doing that. Appreciate that insight, Luca. That's phenomenal here, and looking forward to talking about that more on the rundown. But yeah, I might even move it up a tier. I might even put it maybe above the Prawn Plant balloons. I think if you had to and you were a newer player, I'd much rather do that than the Prawn Plant balloons at this point.
That is a fair. Again, it's all about the current tracks, and if you're a new player, you want to get ranked value. So the newer the item, the better. To be honest with you.
Solid points there. Yeah, what do you guys think about this track? There's a lot going on here. Goodness sakes.
There is a lot. Yeah, it's a really fun track.
Keeping combo, it should not be an issue. There's jumps everywhere, man. A lot to jump with. And I think if you're using a boomerang driver with a small hitbox, you almost kind of wish you had a bigger hitbox because there's coins all over the track there. And I was missing a lot of them. Just reminds you how small that hitbox is. Yeah, I gotta give these the pipeline tracks an A-. I mean, there's not, maybe just an A flat. I think these tracks should look awesome. What do you guys think about the tracks in general? Pipeline.
Oh yeah,
I think it's very cool.
Moving to.
I think.
Go ahead, Siegel. Were you gonna say something?
I think it's nice to see like a track that feels like kind of long for these nitros. Like, I think some of the Funko variants feeling they came with this one like a track, a lot of jump points on it, and it didn't have too much to watch out. So
yeah,
nice.
Sauna kind of calls it the wonder child of the Koopa Cape and Piranha Plant Slide, which I'm a big Koopa Cape fan, so I love that analogy. I think that's a good call out there from Sauna. For Piranha Plant Cove, we have Gold Luigi Knight, we have Petey Piranha, We have the King Boo masks, me suit. Sorry, not masks, but King Boo me suit. We got Luigi Knight. We got Poochie. Man, and the Wiggler me, and Wiggler. Oh my gosh. So a lot of top skills on this Piranha Plant Cove are. And then, of course, you got a super option in there, too. You will not be struggling, hopefully, to get the top shelf. This is a Coinbox exclusive for Gold Luigi Knight, which you got to like. And then if you're using the non-gold version of Luigi Knight, let's see if there's any Coinbox drivers. 0 Coinbox drivers on that second shelf, except for that me suit, which is not going to be as common as non-me suits. So, yeah, guys, man, this is a tough track for a lot of players. I'd love to see some people riding with that Gold Luigi Knight if they can, but because this is probably his best track. What do you guys think?
I'll be using him. I'll be happily using him. I gave him a little spa day in the last tour.
I'll be rolling with King Boo, the King Boo me, but we'll have to see. I mean, I think I could, if I remember correctly, the Cove is a pretty decent giant banana track, right?
I don't know. Seagull?
I think I remember from the AR track is window short, so I think Coins and Boomerang are going to be better in count, but you obviously have the Mises there. If you have blue level, a lot of us are going to be using one.
Yeah.
And I think this track is kind of like an average, kind of narrow. It should be a giant runner. So
you're breaking it out there, but it's no, I think that there are some narrow areas. Let's give it a shot. I'll be definitely using the gold. I'm sorry, the King Boo masks, and then here we go, Blazing Eagle. It's dominance is continuing. Took a tour off or two, but no, it's nice to see.
3 tours off from ranked.
What's that?
It took 3 tours off from ranked, which was crazy.
It was crazy. It was doing so well there. It seemed like back to back.
I got a bit worried.
And then look at this. Armored Rider is back. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Guys, that card just cannot die. As for the other options, it is slim pickings. It is some tiny carts, some Goo Goo Buggies, some black sneakers, some sports coupes. I'm not a big fan of any of these cards. I think I think it has to be, I almost want to put Blazing Eagle and Armored Rider kind of in the same top tier because, maybe Blazing Eagle just like a half tier above. Yeah, I'll probably put Blazing Eagle at tier 1, Armored Rider at tier 2, and then really it's to the field. You can get a little bit excited about maybe this Waluigi cart. It's a bigger cart. It's newer. It did get a lot of city tracks to start with, but I just don't see anything else I'm excited about. Like nothing.
Yeah, that's a good call. If you don't have Blazing already leveled, or at least to a higher level, or at all, just get the Blazing leveled up to whatever level. Use it. You won't regret it. It's the best cart in the game, and it's not going to go away anytime soon.
I'm with you. That
safest investment you can make. Safest investment you can possibly make in the whole game.
I agree with that. Safest investment, and this is kind of what Matt was talking about with so many players having really good coverage. I think because this is a huge tour for the meta. Like all the meta stuff seems to be getting decent buffs. So I think this is just like for those of us who pay attention to the meta, this is a huge win for us because we're already invested in the meta, and the meta just keeps the rich keep getting richer. This is a tour of the rich getting their nice little payday check in the mail. Man, yeah, I think you have to go Blazing Eagle, number 1 option there, first tier, and then Armored Rider right below that. Moving to gliders, wow, looks rough. We do have the boom masks, which were decent. Lava rocks, which are decent right now. And then the Calico Topian balloons. So, man, I would say this is probably the hardest decision that a lot of players are going to have to make. we saw a lot of normals and supers getting this top shelf on other tracks. This one's all high ends, and they're like ones I have a really hard time wanting to invest in. If I had to put tiers on it, though, guys, I think tier 1 would be, again, this is all relative, right? Because there aren't a lot of great options, but I would put the Calico Toe Beam Balloons and the Lava Rocks kind of in that first tier, and then maybe Boo Masks below that. But I mean, its time has passed. I can't get excited about any even the newer items, like this Gold Candlelight Flight or the gold green checkered. Man, I just can't get excited about anything else. I mean, do you disagree with that?
I'd say it's only Calico. So Calico, Boom Mask, and Lava Rocks, White Waves, and I wouldn't touch anything else, honestly.
Lava Rocks having a really nice tour here so far.
I'd suck it up for the ranked track, to be honest. I wouldn't waste your tickets on this one. There's nothing that really stands out where you're like, okay, this is going to be really safe for me long term. Unless it is, and you checked it, but I wouldn't prioritize it over.
Yeah, I feel bad. I don't like to make too many blanket statements for everybody, but Calico Toe Beam Balloons is a pretty sneaky glider, and Lava Rocks has been, as you mentioned, Brian, doing really well this tour. Those I wouldn't mind investing in, but there's not much more than that.
If you look at the glider, I think Austin's glider, that's actually contemplated, especially the Koto, so it's really many good options in there.
And not many great options. Here's a little coin box driver. We just kind of were complaining about the second shelf coin box selection there, but yeah, I think honestly this is my favorite Piranha Plant. Maybe out of all the Piranha Plant courses, like between Cove 1, Cove 2, and Slide. I know a lot of you guys are big Piranha Plant Slide fans, but this is probably one of my favorite. Just the cool jumps, the ruins. I don't know. This something about this that I just have to applaud Nintendo on.
I also find it by far the best of all the. I mean, this is possibly the one true Nitro, though, right? Which they seem to put a little bit more effort into those kind of courses.
Effort, yes. Whether it comes back all the time, maybe not. That's still yet to be determined. I hope they bring it back, though. I think it's a phenomenal track.
It's returned more than some retros that have came out a long time ago. That's so it is beating that out, and it came back for the first time compared to other tracks with nitros that's taken at least a year. We'll have to wait and see, but I think it's in the normal rotation.
Okay.
I'll take anything over Chaco Island and Chaco Island 2 and Vanilla Lake 3 and Rainbow Road Remix 6.
100% with you there, Brian. I'm with you there. 6. We do have Dry Ruins RT. Let's get into that track a little bit just to discuss the top shelf. We do have 2 giant banana drivers right off the bat. I see a Lucky 7 with the light blue Shy Guy Explorer. And then some Me suits. And then we have Pauline, the brand new Pauline Cowgirl. Yeah, guys, wow. I will say there's some Luigi options there. Luigi Kinsune is having a pretty good year. All these Me suits may not get as excited about. It's Giant Banana. Maybe Lucky 7 for this light blue Shy Guy Ninja. Other than that, you're going to be hitting with the dilemma of investing in this brand new Boomerang driver when we have all these other Boomerang drivers going on, or the Me suits. You can go into I don't know, maybe Castle Me, Jump Me. One of these guys. A lot of these are in your Spotlight shop, so you have a couple different options. But I think most of us, if you haven't invested already into one of these drivers, I think this is maybe one where you just suck it and just take it for whatever you have at whatever level.
It's very, very low scoring, like incredibly low scoring compared to other tracks. The estimate for Giant Banana is 155.
Ooh.
Boomerang is 175, and if there was a hypothetical coin box on here, it'd only be 180 for the estimate. I think it's only 2 boxes per lap.
Oh,
yeah, it's 2 boxes per lap.
Oh, that's terrible.
Horrible.
2 boxes.
Again, Pauline is a triple feature and ranked over 2 weeks. So if you do invest in her to 6, you can have her 3 times. But yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I might just get, if I was a newer player, you could get Pauline. I will say you will get burnt out with the Boomerang. That's gonna be tough. I mean, man. Yeah, this one's one you just take whatever levels you have. Maybe you get one of these Mii suits, from your Mii Spotlight shop if you don't have it already, and then just ride a double coin. Which even a double coin with 4 item boxes and maybe a 5th with your item ticket. Man, that's gonna be tough. Jeez, I'm glad I have this. Shy Guy Ninja at level 8 though. I'll tell you that. For cards, you have the exact opposite situation. You have some meta items and some items that you've wanted to invest in on this top shelf. You got the Blazing Eagle. It's a double feature that you gotta love. You got the Lightning McQueen. Shout out to Sana, big fan of the Lightning McQueen fan club. We do have some other options for those who wanted to invest in either the Silver Warrior Wagon or the Gold Cupid Zero. You have your option here. You also have this double feature, maybe even a triple feature potentially for this Taiko drum, which has been really strong. I could see this one getting into our top 5 on the algorithm. You also have, I think there was one that I was going to mention. Well, the Sakura Hop Rod, which is a fan favorite, but not necessarily as strong in the meta. I think there's some pretty clear tiers. The way that this Lightning McQueen is surging right now. Last tour we had a double feature. Here it is again. I almost want to put Blazing Eagle, tier 1, tier 2. I have to put the Lightning McQueen, and then maybe even with the Lightning McQueen, maybe with this Taiko drum, just based on its coverage. Not a big hitbox. You have to be aware of that. And then kind of that tier 3 would be kind of the more riskier plays. This would be the maybe the Silver Warrior Wagon, Gold Cupid's Arrow, and maybe you put the Sakura or a Hop Rod on there. I probably wouldn't. I probably would just keep it that tier 3, the Silver Warrior Wagon and Gold Cupid's Arrow, just because they're newer. They are a bigger hitbox, and you can ride out the wave a little longer. So tier 1, Blazing Eagle. Tier 2, Lightning McQueen, Lightning Streamliner. Tier 3, Silver Warrior Wagon and Gold Cupid's Arrow. Anything you guys disagree with? Oh, you know what? Forgot Taiko drum. I put Taiko drum on that second tier with Lightning McQueen.
Yeah, what do we like? Yeah, that's spot on again. If you don't have something here leveled, take the Blazing up again. It's a double feature.
Double feature.
Again, safest investment in the game you can possibly make, especially right now. You can't go wrong with it. But if you have something, fair enough. But if you're desperate, there you go. There's your option.
I like it. Let's move to gliders. Oh boy, we have another some more meta carts, meta gliders getting buffed here. Rich get richer. You do have the gold hard hat, which has had its ups and downs this year. I'd say mostly ups, but not like crushing it. Not like the yellow hard hat. Then you have the 8-bit super mushroom, which again, all these 8-bit items seem to be doing really well. This one had a phenomenal year last year, and I think even the year before, if I remember correctly. But man, Fire Manta has had a phenomenal year. Can't deny that. But then we have the wonderful diamonds, which I think steals the show. You do have finally something for this Goomba, the 8-bit Goomba, which we were wondering what was going to happen. Last tour, possibly the worst tour a glider could have for how new it is.
Had another bad one this tour, man. It got Piranha Plant Slide T, which is full of meta gliders, so it's a bit unnecessary.
Okay.
It's what it is. It's still got good coverage, but it's starting to slow down a little bit.
Yeah, the Lava Rocks triple feature. That's crazy. So yeah, Lava Rocks is. I might even boost everything I've just mentioned about it up a little bit. If you have to invest in it, it's going to help you. I will say that this this course, whatever you want to invest in is probably pretty safe. This track for gliders. Now, again, I'm not recommending. I think this is the one track you get your actions and move, and you're just happy to get 150 actions, 120 actions if you're double coining it or something, and just calling it a day. So by taking this up a level, you're not going to get as much return in the way of points as if you were to invest in other tracks. So just keep that in the back of your mind. It's something we don't talk about very often, but that return is important. So taking up something up a level when you're looking at 200 actions is going to bring you a lot more points than if you're looking at 120 actions, 130, 140 actions. Yep. So always be aware of that. So again, this track, if you don't want to invest in it, perfectly understand. But I love all these gliders. I mean, even the flying flappers, I personally have enjoyed. There are some towards the end here that I may not invest in, but you even got this new Wiggler one if you want to get it up a couple levels just from buying this, as a commemorative item, level 3. But I think, I think if you have to put it on tiers, this is so tough. I probably would put Wonderful Diamond in that first tier.
Yeah.
And then it's like six items in that second tier, including maybe Gold Hard Hat, 8-bit Super Mushroom, Fire Manta, and Lava Rocks.
Are there too.
And then there's probably no third tier. just do one of those and call it a day. But again, don't get too excited about the level up. Just level up what you want, but don't feel pressured. That's kind of the point there. Like I said, rich get richer for some of these. I will say drivers are going to be tough this tour or this track specifically. Let's get into it though. Let's have some fun. What do you guys remember about this track? I actually really like these Dry Ruins.
I'm just upset that they ruined it.
With the boxes?
Nintendo's had a habit of putting less boxes on the on the T and RT versions of tracks for no reason. So yeah, it is what it is. But
is this the? Let me ask you this: is this the only Dry Ruins with just two boxes?
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good to know. I'm surprised. So R has 3 boxes.
Yes.
Yep.
Wow.
It's been a trend as of late for them to put less boxes on these P and RT tracks. Doesn't make any sense. If anything, they should be more.
I don't even understand why on the track. You'll see the second half of the track just has no item box for no reason.
Yeah, there's nothing around. Like you just there's no reason for there not to be a box there.
Yeah. Even if you're not capitalizing it on that second lap, it's just a lot of space. So weird.
I just noticed the Lava Rocks is actually triple feature and ranked over the 2 weeks, which is insane.
Yeah. That's I just briefly mentioned that. Like I said, that's why I kind of boost a little bit of what I just said about it. Kind of as like a half tier below and stuff like that. I mean, I almost kind of bump it up a half a tier. Across the board. For an item that has not been as dominant as we were kind of hoping, it had its moments for sure, but we're talking about like one ranked appearance here and there. To have it all of a sudden a triple feature out of nowhere, I mean, this is not a tour where I would be like, oh yeah, Lava Rocks makes complete sense. Like if the Piranha Plant Balloons had a triple feature, I'd be like, oh, that makes complete sense. There's literally piranhas everywhere. But Lava Rocks, very left field.
It is for sure. But yeah, those Wiggler Parachute, that has a triple feature as well. All the new items, really, the commemoratives, the triple features, and so does Pauline.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I'm glad that they do it that way. That's how it should be. They should have new items being triple feature, help the new people be able to compete. Well, there you go. Anything else I missed, guys? I mean, I feel we're wrapping things up. We're at the top of the hour. Anything I missed?
I don't think so, man.
Don't think so.
Okay, so we got 4 tracks. Just to kind of recap things, we got 4 battle tracks back in ranked, back in All Cup ranking, but they are fixed. We saw the news. So if you're playing multiplayer, you can't take advantage of shrooming and coins, etc. It's nice to see these some of these what we thought were being dead nitro tracks come back. I love the selection for All Cup ranking. This is going to be a really fun one. Even if you're just going into player level, the EXP, there's plenty of tracks that we haven't had a lot of exposure to. Ranked, it's, I think there's, we kind of talked about the rich getting richer. A lot of the meta items got big access to ranked tracks. We have a lot of even meta items in All Cup ranking, which is really tough to do with so many newer tracks. But it just, the meta just happened to hit really hard on all these tracks, and I think the community wins when that happens. So big fans there. There's some big winners here, some surprises from Lava Rocks. We had some newer. We have a lot of new items, commemorative items, Ruby items. There's so many spotlight items. I would like to, if I can, put out the spotlight video later today, just because I can't do it right now with just some of the issues I'm having with these pop-ups for my phone cord. But overall, I think this is a positive tour. I like the brand new pipeline track. I think that's positive. I give this track probably an A- overall. I think there's some, it'll be interesting even to do Dino Jungle again, and which is a big fan favorite. It's one of my favorites. Just fun tracks, over 200 action counts. I will say though, what's surprising is we have not as much, although Wiggler's all over the place in ranked. This is all about Pauline Cowgirl, and whether you want a boomerang or not. I'm definitely going to be going into this Wiggler me. It doesn't necessarily help me as much for ranked, but I think this would be just a fun brand new driver to invest in, getting the giant bananas along with the me base points. Big fan of that. Anything else you'd add just as a high level recap, guys?
No, I think just especially with rank going on those items, if they're triple feature for a new player or desperate for coverage there, but I think most people should be covered. Again, there's a lot of meta items everywhere. It should be good, but yeah, it's an amazing tour. Hope everyone enjoys it, and yeah, that's about it.
All right, guys. Well, would you like to say goodbye to your fans?
Do we have fans?
I think you do. I'm your fan. Either way, I appreciate you guys joining us. It was fun having you on. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Luca. Thank you, G. Siegel. We even had Matt in here for a little bit, but thank you to this Super Stud fans, Super Stud members, the Stud members. I love you guys. Appreciate you guys supporting the channel. If you have not liked or subscribed, please do so. Even just a like or comment. Honestly, just if you can't do anything, just like the video. That would be really helpful just to get this out there. Like I said, I'm closing in on somewhere probably close to 2.5 thousand subscribers, which would be nice to kind of hit as a milestone. But yeah, it's fun. I love doing this with you guys. Appreciate you guys joining me. Appreciate those in the chat who have joined us. Appreciate you guys. Enjoy the brand new tracks. Enjoy the tours, guys, and I'll see you guys on the rundown. We'll be trying something maybe a little different to see if we can get you guys something out a little newer. But love you guys, and we'll see you on the rundown.